belief systems?
Well, I think the problem is that most of us in academia, and in fact in political parties, are arguing back and forth on the basis of knowledge systems, what we know. And we're trying to we come in with wheelbarrows full of evidence, and sort of try to stack it up in some sense. And the trouble is that people don't behave on what they know. They behave on the basis of what they believe. And what they believe is quite different from what they know, especially when they're under stress. Now, this is not unique to America. It's not unique to elective democracies. It's not unique to Western industrial nations. It's not unique to any known civilization. It's a common pattern. People, when under stress, act on beliefs, not on knowledge. How can you get to a new set of beliefs? Don't bother worrying about whether you're going to get the right guy elected or not. The question is whether the premise of the election is going to move in the right direction. And that's, it seems to me, very hard to do. Not a cheerleading proposition. It has to do with the question, do we have the power to change our minds? In fact, it's not a trivial issue. Many of our biggest heroes in this country have sustained themselves and brought themselves to power on imagery that's totally nonsensical, including the new frontier. Remember Kennedy's big notion that we're going to have a new frontier and we're going to go off to the moon. Well, we got a guy now who's way beyond the moon and wanting to weaponize space in some sense. This notion of a linear progress off a sphere makes no sense. There's no such thing as a linear transition off a sphere, right? The basic metaphor is wrong. The idea in economics of continuous growth on a finite planet makes no sense. Try to change the minds of people in power on the issue of growth economics. Find a candidate who will stand up and say, vote for me, I can promise you no growth. Right? You laugh at it because it's laughable. We've grown up in a culture that thinks exponential growth is normal. It's not. And it won't be. Can't happen, won't happen. You need some sober talk from people like 15-year-old Swedish schoolgirls to say, listen, we're in this way beyond the institutions we've inherited or could possibly create. We've got to learn languages fast. And we've got to learn that, yes, we've got a racial problem on Earth. It's the human race. We've got to start embracing each other fast.